Welcome back. This week, the crypto market is sending a message that many investors may not want to hear. Crypto is no longer moving as one single market. Bitcoin is weakening near a critical technical zone. Ethereum and Solana are losing momentum after failed continuation attempts. XRP remains compressed inside a narrow structure. Altcoin market capitalization is trying to defend major support, but the confirmation for a real expansion phase is still missing. At the same time, institutional demand is not disappearing. Solana ETF inflows are accelerating. Treasury companies are still accumulating digital assets. TON is attempting to rebuild the Telegram trade narrative. NEAR is showing relative strength compared with many larger altcoins. This is the contradiction. The market is not simply bullish or bearish, it is splitting. And when a market splits, the real question is no longer which asset moves first. The real question is where liquidity is becoming structural and where liquidity is only temporary positioning. The first layer of this market is Bitcoin. On the daily chart, Bitcoin is trading near the $78,000 region after failing to reclaim stronger momentum above the short-term moving averages. The key issue is not just the price itself. The key issue is location. Bitcoin remains below the 200-day exponential moving average, which sits near the $81,800 area. That level is acting as a major structural barrier. Until Bitcoin can reclaim that zone with conviction, the market remains vulnerable to hesitation, compression, and renewed downside pressure. The RSI is sitting below the neutral recovery area, and the MACD is still showing weak momentum. This does not automatically mean collapse, but it does mean that Bitcoin is not currently leading the market with strength. That matters because when Bitcoin does not lead cleanly, altcoins rarely expand sustainably. The second layer is Ethereum. Ethereum is trading near $2,184 and has broken down from its short-term ascending structure. The asset remains below its 200-day exponential moving average near $2,564, while the 12 and 26-day averages are now above price. This shows that short-term momentum is no longer supporting continuation. Ethereum is not in a confirmed capitulation structure, but it is also not showing leadership. This is important because Ethereum often acts as the bridge between Bitcoin dominance and altcoin risk appetite. When Ethereum underperforms, the market usually struggles to rotate aggressively into broader altcoins. The third layer is Solana. Solana is one of the most important assets in this weekly structure because the narrative is deeply contradictory. On one side, Solana ETF inflows are accelerating. Institutional demand for regulated SOL exposure is expanding, and the market is increasingly treating Solana as more than a speculative Layer 1. It is being evaluated as infrastructure. On the other side, Solana treasury risk is becoming more visible. Large corporate holders are sitting on major unrealized losses. Some treasury companies are attempting to turn Solana accumulation, staking, and validator participation into a long-term business model. That model may be powerful over time, but it also creates balance sheet sensitivity during volatility. This is the real tension. ETF demand can create structural inflows. Treasury stress can create structural risk. Both can exist at the same time. Technically, Solana is trading near $86 after losing momentum near the $100 region. The 200-day exponential moving average sits much higher, near $110. Price is below that level, and the short-term averages are now close to price rather than clearly supporting expansion. This means Solana is still unresolved. It is not broken enough to remove the institutional thesis, but it is not strong enough to confirm a new expansion phase. And this is where many investors make a mistake. They look at ETF inflows and assume price must immediately move higher. But markets do not work like that. Inflows matter, but liquidity structure, treasury pressure, leverage conditions, and macro risk also matter. The fourth layer is XRP. XRP is trading near $1.41 and remains compressed inside a long consolidation structure. The asset is sitting near its short-term moving averages, while the 200-day exponential moving average remains significantly above price, near $1.70. This tells us that XRP is not collapsing, but it is also not escaping. The structure is still waiting for confirmation. A clean breakout above the upper compression zone would change the psychology. Until then, XRP remains trapped between regulatory optimism, institutional narrative, and technical hesitation. The fifth layer is NEAR. NEAR is one of the few charts showing a more constructive short-term reaction. price has pushed above the 12 and 26-day moving averages and is testing the area near the 200-day exponential moving average around $1.59. This is relevant because in weak markets, relative strength matters. It does not mean near is guaranteed to lead a new cycle, but it does show that not every altcoin is behaving the same way. Some assets are starting to separate from the broader weakness. That separation is exactly what happens when the market begins moving from broad speculation into selective allocation. Now, we need to zoom out. The total crypto market cap weekly chart is still holding above its 200-week exponential moving average. That is important. The broader market has not lost its deepest structural support. But the recent weekly rejection shows that the recovery is not clean. Total market cap is sitting around $2.57 trillion, with the short-term weekly averages close to price. The market is trying to stabilize, but it has not yet proven that a new expansion leg is underway. The same message appears in the altcoin market cap excluding Bitcoin. Total 2 is sitting near the $1 trillion region, directly around major moving average support. This is a critical area. If altcoins can defend this zone and rebuild momentum, the market may begin preparing for a broader rotation. But if this level fails, the altcoin market could face another leg of pressure. Total 3, which excludes both Bitcoin and Ethereum, is even more important for understanding true altcoin appetite. It remains below its stronger resistance regions and is still trying to build a base above its long-term support. This tells us one thing clearly: alt season is not confirmed. The market may be preparing, it may be compressing, it may be forming a base, but it is not yet showing the kind of broad, aggressive expansion that defines a real altcoin cycle. This is why the liquidation cascade matters. The recent sell-off exposed how much of the market was still dependent on leverage and liquidity expectations. When inflation data comes in hotter than expected, when yields remain elevated, and when macro uncertainty rises, speculative crypto positioning becomes fragile very quickly. Altcoins are especially exposed to this. During strong liquidity phases, capital moves outward from Bitcoin into Ethereum, Solana, Layer 1s, DeFi, memes, and smaller narratives. But when liquidity tightens, the process reverses. Capital compresses back toward defensive positioning. That is why Solana, XRP, Ethereum, and other major altcoins can still weaken even when their long-term narratives remain alive. Narrative does not cancel liquidity. This is one of the most important lessons of the current market. TON fits into this structure from a different angle. Toncoin is trying to rebuild the Telegram trade narrative after a meaningful pullback. The key point is not only price, the key point is distribution. Telegram creates a potential user acquisition channel that most blockchains simply do not have. That does not guarantee success, but it does give TON a differentiated narrative inside a market that is becoming more selective. If the next crypto phase rewards consumer infrastructure, wallets, payments, mini-apps, creator monetization, and embedded financial tools, then TON remains one of the ecosystems investors will continue watching. But again, the same rule applies. Narrative needs liquidity. Adoption potential needs market confirmation. Strong stories still need structure. This brings us to the main conclusion of this week. Crypto is institutionalizing, but institutionalization is not the same thing as a clean bull market. ETF inflows are increasing, corporate treasury models are expanding, altcoin ecosystems are maturing, consumer crypto narratives are returning. But leverage remains fragile. Macro pressure remains relevant. Treasury exposure creates balance sheet risk, and technical structures across major assets are still unresolved. This is why the market feels confusing. It is not because nothing is happening. It is because too many structural forces are happening at the same time. Bitcoin is trying to stabilize but has not reclaimed leadership. Ethereum remains technically weak. Solana has institutional inflows but treasury stress. XRP is compressed. TON is rebuilding a consumer narrative. NEAR is showing selective relative strength. Total 2 and Total 3 are defending important support, but neither has confirmed a real altcoin expansion. This is not a market for emotional conclusions. It is a market for structural interpretation. The investors who survive these phases are not the ones who simply label every dip as opportunity or every pullback as collapse. They are the ones who understand the difference between liquidity, narrative, leverage, positioning, and confirmation. That is exactly the reason the Block2Learn framework exists. Inside the learning path on block2learn.com, the objective is not to chase price movement. It is to understand how crypto markets actually behave when macro pressure, institutional capital, treasury exposure, and investor psychology collide. Because the deeper crypto matures, the less useful simple narratives become. The market is not giving a clean answer yet. It is giving a test, and the test is whether investors can read the structure before the price makes the decision obvious. Start from the free start. This content is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice.